How's it going, everyone? It's Abdallah here, bringing you guys my personal event vlog for the Chicago Nintendo Switch Tour. Now, this happened over here on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of February. The first 2 days were media invite only, and the last day was open to the public, so a majority of this footage will be taken on the media day, so it's a little bit less crowded. But either way, as you guys can see from walking in, there's so many different Switch games that are going to be playable for all of us. Right next to us are some glass booths that you can jump on in and start playing 1-2 Switch. And as you guys can see, it's just overwhelmingly positive with the amount of music that's happening in the background, all the different Nintendo reps, and just the overall atmosphere was really, really fun to walk around and just bask in the glory that is the Nintendo Switch. Now, I personally haven't gotten too much hands-on time with the Switch, aside from at PAX, but it was a great opportunity for a lot of people to try it for the first time. Speaking of which, my wife Jess and I went over and we started to play 1-2 Switch after waiting a little bit, but she had a fun time experiencing the HD Rumble. And this game right over here is called Ball Count in 1-2 Switch. And you're holding the Joy-Con controller like a wooden box, and there's a certain amount of marbles inside there. So you're going to have to hold it in your palm and do your best to guess how many balls are rolling around inside. Now, that HD Rumble feature is hard to describe on camera unless you guys have actually tried it before. So my strategy for this game was to kind of roll the little marbles on the inside of the box along the wall, and then allow them to clank into each other, and then you could kind of feel the 1, 2, 3 clanks. It was Jess's first time with it, and she had a pretty good time. But as you guys can see right over here, she's guessing 5, I guessed 3, and then we'll find out once we're done submitting our guesses, and we'll see who wins. And that's really cool about 1-2 Switch, is that there's over 25, 28 games within the entire game, and there's just so many cool mini games that you can test out all the different functions of the Nintendo Switch. And as you guys can see over here, I'm doing that one method where you allow them to roll to the side, and you can't hear them, but you can feel them in the palm of your hand. It's really insane. The next game that we played on 1-2 Switch was Milk, and that's definitely a fan favorite. They had cowboy hats, and they had little cow hats that we could have worn, but I totally forgot to put that on. But what we're supposed to be doing with the Joy-Con controllers is pretending like we're milking a cow. And that's super funny because, like, we're just staring at each other while we're milking. And I'm telling Jess, I'm like, yeah, you can feel when, like, a lot of milk comes out. And if you can watch the screen behind us, you can see when, like, there's a lot of splatter of milk that comes onto the screen, you know you got a really good pull. But after you do that for a couple seconds, you'll see how many cups a certain person got. So Jess, for her very first time, got 9 cups, which is really decent. And I've played the milk game before at PAX, so I was a milking master. Anyway, this next game right over here is Quick Draw in 1-2 Switch. You have to look each other in the eye, and then the game will actually say the word fire, and we have to quick draw our gun and then shoot the trigger at each other. So that one was a little bit tougher because there's a lot of ambient music that was really, really loud, and it's hard to hear the audio in the game. But nonetheless, like, if you see the screen change out of the corner of your eye, then you know to kind of adjust that. So I got one right around half a second, and Jess forgot to pull the trigger. That she was saying that she was just looking at me. But on our next try over here, it was really hard because you can't really hear. So when you guys all get 1-2 Switch for the Nintendo Switch when that comes out, and you're in the privacy of your own home where there's not loud music, I'm pretty sure your reaction time will be a lot better than mine and Jess's put together. So yeah, 1-2 Switch, really cool. It's kind of like a tech demo. It shows you all the different things that you can do with the Nintendo Switch, with HD Rumble, with a whole bunch of other fun stuff. But moving on, you can see the Mario Diner over here. At the Mario Diner, you had the ability to play the Nintendo Switch in travel mode. So I guess the big thing about Nintendo Switch is that it's not just the home console, but you could take it anywhere you want to go. So they had the demo build of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over here with some new characters. So I decided to give you guys a little bit of Inkling Boy gameplay. And you could change the different colors of the Inkling Boy. I usually like running King Boo because he was one of my favorites in Mario Kart Double Dash. But yeah, we went right over here and we started playing. So I went for this really, really speedy build. Or at least I think so, with the slick wheels and the B-Dasher and a regular glider. And as you guys can see, in this mode of actual racing, you get to vote on what level you go in, and overall, you just have a fun time. So we ended up voting for the Hyrule level, which is the DLC within Mario Kart 8. And as you guys can see, I was first, and then I went to last because I got hit by a blue shell, then a red shell, and then a bomb. Yeah, we only got one chance to race, which was really fun. And the graphics on Mario Kart 8 Racing were really, really good and sharp on the small tablet portion of the Nintendo Switch. It just looks spot on. Like, I couldn't honestly tell the difference between this and, like, the Wii U graphics. It was so good and crisp. And as you guys can see over here, it's different than Mario Kart 8 because you can actually hold on to two different items. And that was something that I totally was not used to when I was playing the game. I think that if you're holding on to an item and you run through an item box, even if you're not dragging it, you'll actually get that item in your inventory, which is so good. So I think that the developers at Nintendo definitely listened to the feedback of all the fans that we didn't really like the one item holding concept in Mario Kart 8. So they opened it up for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and now, boom, I got the double item block, as you guys know from Mario Kart Double Dash. And as you guys can see over here, I'm just tossing some fireballs. This is the last lap, so I'm trying to, like, struggle my way through. So if I remember this DLC correctly, there's one little shortcut right there, and then there was another one the other way. And as you guys can see, since I'm holding onto a mushroom, I didn't have to use it in order to get this red shell. And thank goodness for that mechanic, because I launched the red shell at the very end, and I was able to win the actual race. In previous Mario Karts, you weren't able to do that. If you were holding onto a mushroom, you had to use that mushroom unless you wanted to get another item. So that's pretty fun. So I showed you guys a little bit of that. Right over here was the main stage where they did some presentations, they did some tournament play, and right over here is where Jess and I went on to the main stage and played some Mario Kart 8 Battle Mode. As you guys can see, this is a mini Joy-Con right over here inside the wheel that goes along with it, so you can use gyro controls just like the Wii wheel on the Nintendo Wii version of Mario Kart. And I decided to go King Boo with this one and the little beetle cart and the roller wheels. Not really sure what to do. I don't play Battle too often. But as soon as I saw this screen, I'm like, wow, this is exactly Super Nintendo Battle Course. I remember at PAX, I played in a Super Nintendo Mario Kart tournament, and this level was one of the first ones, and it was really fun. But there's a lot of different mechanics that you can play in this level, such as going up the railings. So if you go up the rails of the red, green, yellow, and blue spots, you could potentially dodge some shells. So that's a little bit of metagaming for you. And as you guys can see over here, the graphics are super crisp, even on split screen. You can get more than one item, as you guys can see over there, which makes it really fun for battle mode. As you guys can see, I'm sniping this this little blue inkling over here, and Tanuki Mario's in the game. You can actually see your score on the lower corners of the screen based on how many hits that you guys have received. Jess was doing pretty good with using her mushrooms and stealing balloons, and I tried right there to steal a balloon from someone because if you guys remember the trailer, if you're playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and you get the super feather, you can jump over someone and take one of their balloons, which is a pretty new mechanic, and the fact that they brought that item back is really fun. So I used the mushroom to boost into Wario over here, but instantly got hit by a red. And yeah, the game's really cool, and then once the final countdown is there, you can see what score you did, and then you could rank that among the rest of the CPU. So Jess did very well. Jess got 6 points, I got 10. It was overall really fun, so Jess took a picture of the little Wii wheel over there. It was just really cool. The battle mode is going to be revamped, and I'm so glad for it. There's spots where you can take a photo opportunity on the hover cart from Mario Kart 8. So Jess and I took some quick photos of that. And then right over in this spot is where The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was. Now there's a good portion of Nintendo Switch units and the Zelda demo. This is the story mode demo that we've played at E3, so nothing too new. But it was still very fun because having to experience it was great, especially if you haven't experienced it the first time. They also had a Master Sword over here where I was able to take a nice picture with, and they did this in time slots. You had literally 20 minutes to hang out with this demo over here. And as you guys can see, this is me playing through the demo right here. It was really fun. I played through the story mode demo at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 times at E3, and now a lot more people are able to give this a go. The game is really fun, and it's going to be coming out very soon, so if you guys are not Zelda fans, you need to get on board. It's going to be really fun for you. I was trying to see if I can explore anything else that was new, but, I mean, with a 20-minute demo and not enough time to do something like that, I decided to just get some cool footage for you guys in case you guys haven't seen it. And I have the full video on my channel, so in case you guys want to watch that, feel free. But yeah, 20 minutes of this game is really not enough, but I'm so glad that Nintendo was generous to allow so many different units and so many different people to come on board and give it a shot. As you guys can see over here, you knock out some enemies, you can get some arrows for your bow and arrow, and right over in this spot was pretty fun. I remember doing this. Just shooting that little thing right up top over there, and then shooting it one more time on the string. Should be able to drop it down and blow everyone up on the inside, which was so cool. Just launching arrows at this guy right in the face. Boom. If you get a headshot, you can kind of tell that you did get one because the lighting effects that happen directly afterwards. And right inside here is where you can actually attack this guy. He's a little bit stronger. But he made my arrow catch on fire. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he swiped at me with his fire stick, and my arrow caught on fire. So I essentially had a fire arrow that I launched at him to KO him, which I don't think I've ever noticed that, but that was so cool upon watching this again. Magnesis Temple was over here. If you breeze through and skipped all the cutscenes, you can head on over to Magnesis Temple, where you can upgrade your Sheikah slate in order to get some crazy magnetic powers, in order to move even more, I guess, metal objects out of the way. As you guys can see over here, move this out of the way. We move that one slate out of there. There's some crazy-looking baby guardian over here. Knocked him out really quick, and you can see that there's another one of these metal slates that we're going to need in order to cross over this side. Magnesis is really fun, and it's just another element of puzzle solving within the game that makes it so much better. So we're going to put that right over here and run across like so. And we can, of course, use our magnesis to open up these huge metal doors. And that was pretty much the end of the 20-minute demo. Like I said, if you're speeding through, skipping cutscenes, sprinting every opportunity that you can, you'll totally get an opportunity to do this. But March 3rd can't come soon enough. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be an amazing game. They've already announced that they're going to be working on even more content for the game via DLC. Not day one DLC. It's going to be DLC that we're going to purchase later on. It's going to be so good. I can't wait. All right, so moving on. As you guys can see over here, there's other games like Has Been Heroes, which seems to be some sort of, I don't know, like an RPG fighting game where you take turns attacking some enemies. Seems pretty cool. Right over here, they have Disgaea 5. I didn't get a chance to play it, but it looked pretty awesome, like a turn-based strategy game. I love those kinds of games, but all of you guys that are fans of like the Disgaea series, you guys are going to be excited when that comes out for Nintendo Switch. Right over here, we also have Skylanders Imaginators. Skylanders Imaginators has so many different new Skylanders figures. So in case you're into that franchise or like collecting all those little figures, especially if you're part of that age demographic, by all means, it's a cool game for you guys to give a shot. I know Skylanders has been around. They've been the pioneers of the whole Toys to Life genre. And, you know, they have the Bowser one right over there you can see, and there's, pretty much paved the way for Amiibo. And I really like that. I really like that a lot. This Bowser Amiibo looks great. Little plasticky, but still looks very cool. I personally haven't gotten a chance to try these Skylanders Imaginators, but I know a lot of people that do enjoy their time with it, with collecting all the different toys and everything like that. So definitely something to try out sometime in the future if you're into those kinds of games. I mean, just look at it. They have different powers, personalities. Wow. Interesting. So, aside from Skylanders Imaginators is Sonic Mania. Now, Sonic Mania is truly a really fun game. I got my hands-on time with it at PAX West a while ago, so I'm pretty familiar with how to play. It's very reminiscent of Sonic 3, which was my favorite of all the Sonic games that have ever released. The fact that you can press and hold, I think the A button or the B button in mid-air to do a drop dash is a pretty cool mechanic. I don't know if I like it better than that like one frame of invincibility where you flash with Sonic, but it's still pretty cool. So as you guys can see over here, you got Tails following you around, and this is the Studiopolis zone. And if you didn't want to play a I can't even say that word, Studiopolis. If you didn't want to play that level, you can actually play through the Green Hills Zone level and get a chance to fight a boss at the very end. You guys can see that on the person who's playing the game right next to me. So overall, pretty fun. Really just a tech demo. As you guys can see over here, that's where a secret level might be with that gigantic ring. But, of course, it's not programmed into the game because it is, after all, a demo. So, loved it. Loved the mechanics. It feels really good. I'm so glad it's coming to Nintendo Switch. I was pretty upset when they announced that it was just for Xbox and PlayStation, so I'm glad. Other than that, Just Dance 2017 was a release that you were able to play over here. Pretty cool because you can hold on to the two Joy-Con. Actually, do you hold on to two? Maybe just one. But either way, yeah, you can hold on to the Joy-Con, and it's just like the holding onto a Wiimote back in Just Dance 2016, 2015, all the other Just Dances. And those are pretty fun, so give that a shot in case you like dancing and singing along to the latest hits. Right over here was definitely one of my favorite things to do inside of the Nintendo Switch tour was Splatoon 2. Now, I was a huge fan of Splatoon when it first came out, and all throughout the different updates. Love the game. And now that they are rebuilding the game from ground up with different abilities, different weapons, I was able to try out the Splat Dualies one more time. I was able to try out Splatoon 2 for the first time over at PAX South. But now, just going through and knowing the layout of this land a little bit better, made it all the more fun. So, as you guys can see, Splat Dualies is a lot like the Splatter Shot, as far as the trajectory, the length, maybe the power, I would say. But with the Splat Dualies, if you press the B button, you can actually do like a little barrel roll to the side, which is very cool as far as evasive maneuvers. And then once you're done filling up your special meter, you can bust out this pseudo Super Mario Sunshine power-up where you're just blasting these little ink balls all over the place for a limited amount of time. As you guys can see over here, Jess is playing right next to us. So, yeah, Jess, it was her first time playing Splatoon, so she didn't really know too much to do. She's just kind of walking around. So that was kind of sad. But either way, don't worry. I was holding up the team for all of us. It was great. But yeah, you guys can see right over here, just knowing the lay of the land, not spraying the walls, but just actually spraying any kind of floor, especially the bare spots, is really the key to Turf War, especially when it comes down to the final seconds of the game. It's like, okay, well, did you cover up your base well enough? Did you cover up all the exclusive spots? I don't know. Or did you just kind of walk around and just ink wherever you wanted? So there's a lot of strategy with Turf War, and Turf War is definitely one of my favorite, by far, modes in all of Splatoon, because, you know, that was the original mode, so I love that one. So as you guys can see, you got Baby Judd right over here, and we were able to win with 49.8%. We did a really good job on covering, and as you guys can see, Splat Dualies, man, really awesome. So I got a score of 1936 on that first run, 7 splats, got splatted 3 times, not bad. And then we were able to play another run right over here, and again, totally trying out the Splat Dualies. I do love the special ability that you get out of it. It's really fun. So as you guys can see over here, Blue's definitely taking over the pink area. And now I got my special, you can use it, and at the end, of course, throw a little sticky bomb and then just boom, watch it explode for a little bit extra coverage after the after the countdown's done. But yeah, the game is really cool. I can't wait. I just can't wait to find out all the different weapons and just to see what else is coming out in the world of Splatoon when that comes out in the summer. Man. Yeah, so I got a score of 1896 in that run. 3 splats. Got splatted twice. Not bad. So right over here, this is the hover cart that you guys can see from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There was the on-stage area that we showed you a little bit earlier. There's many different like little sections where you can see the Nintendo Switch in the different modes. Like right over here, you can see, just the regular mode of it. Right over here, this booth was dedicated to Ultra Street Fighter 2. And this game is really fun because I grew up with Street Fighter 2. I didn't really get into Third Strike or any of the other ones. I grew up with this one on the Super Nintendo. So the fact that they brought this one back, I totally felt at home with all the different moves. As you guys can see, I'm Akuma over here, just trying out the new character. And just the fact that you can have different art styles. If you look at the screen on the left, there's the more modern art style of the 2D fighter. And then what we're playing right now is the more original art style. So I was able to play some matches with some strangers. I played with my nephews. He was great. He was a good sport about me kicking his butt. But this guy that came up right next to me, he just challenged me, and I'm like, okay, cool. He was busting out some crazy super moves, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to do any super moves. I'll just stick to basic attacks and basic knowledge, and I'll see how I can do. So Akuma's great because not only is he strong, he has all the moves such as Ken and Ryu, and he's got the air fireball, which has been so good as far as pressuring people. So right over here, just do that dragon punch and finish off with a very cool Hadouken. Oh, I can't wait for this game. It's going to be so much fun. Seriously, it's a good throwback with all the different characters. So after Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, Jess and I went over to the game Fast Racing Remix, or Fast Remix. It's pretty much a sequel to Fast Racing Neo on the Wii U. In case you guys haven't seen Fast Racing Neo, I have a full playthrough of the game on my channel, so you guys can check that out. But I would say it's a mixture of F-Zero and, Ikaruga, if you ever played that. Where Ikaruga is a game where you have to switch your polarities between positive, negative. In this game, it's blue and orange. So if you see an orange boost pad, you switch your polarity to orange, and then you'll get that boost. If you see a blue one, you switch to blue, and vice versa. That's how you gain the most speed out of the game. So it was really fun. The graphics are very realistic, very reminiscent of the Nintendo Wii U version. So it played very similar to it. I would say it played a little bit smoother than the Wii U version. But other than that, it was Jess's first time playing the game and my first time playing the Wii U version. So it was pretty cool. So look forward to that when it releases. You guys can see right over here the different modes of the Nintendo Switch multiplayer, which is local. You don't have to connect to the internet. You can simply connect right next to each other and call it a day. So that's the M Diner right over there. Very nice. Right over here, they showed the trailer of Super Mario Odyssey, which looked amazing, especially on the reveal. I can't wait for that game. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so good. We can expect that later on in the year, most likely around holidays. Moving on right over this way, you can see many different people just enjoying the games. The next game right over here is this Puyo versus Tetris. You had a little bit of Snipperclips right behind there. But Puyo Tetris was interesting. I've never really played Puyo before, but I know a thing or two about Tetris because, I mean, who doesn't? It's Tetris. So Jess and I grabbed a controller and we were just playing around with it. It seemed pretty cool because in this mode right over here, it's called swap mode. What you can do is the game gives you like a 20-second countdown, and then it's going to swap to Puyo directly after the countdown is done. So once you're done with the 20 seconds here, it'll straight up swap, and then you'll start playing through Puyo, which is a little different. So you can see it swapped right over here, and I'm like, oh, interesting. So I guess you're just trying to line up 4 of the same color, kind of like a little bit of Dr. Mario. I remember playing Dr. Mario when I was gearing up for the Nintendo World Championship, so this is very similar to that. So you can do combos and stuff like that, and every time you do like a pop, you're going to send your opponent some different garbage blocks that they have to work around. So Jess and I weren't really the best at this game, so it was taking us a long time to like send each other some different things to have to work with. So either way, the game's pretty cool. Puyo Tetris. In case you guys like puzzle games, it's right up your alley. Boom, and then I got like a triple right there, which was kind of cool. I was trying to aim for the Tetris where you get, what was that, like 4 lines in a row with that tall block. Super hard to do. All right, anyway, one of the other games that we were playing right over here is Snipperclips. And Snipperclips is a really cool co-op game because there is a puzzle and you're simply, these 2 little units that can snip out parts of each other. This was actually one of the unseen levels inside the demo build, because the demo build is a timed demo build. So if you do the maps, early maps, really quick, you can actually get to this one where you have to give that wheel to the racer right over there. So I simply trimmed Jess into a little forklift over here, and we were using her as a forklift to bring the wheel all the way over, which was super fun. And as you guys can see, if you're not careful, the wheel can fall down into that one spot and you'll have to lose it. Or if you overshoot it in the last area, you won't be able to throw that wheel all the way down to that racer. But nonetheless, it's a pretty cute game because it's co-op. You're allowed to snip out different parts of your teammate, and it totally is a good communication game where, hey, rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then I'll snip out your corner, and then just jump on my head over here, and then maybe you can go. So we were right about to beat it when the time demo timed us out, but that's okay. It was super fun, and Jess and I are really looking forward to playing that game once it releases. Right over around the corner here is a photo opportunity for Mario Odyssey, which is the iconic Mario hat. So I got a very fun picture with that, and Jess got a nice picture of it too, and it's a really highly anticipated title. I can't wait, at least for some more details or a demo build or something like that. But one of the fun games was ARMS. A lot of people enjoyed this one. Like, I was hearing a lot of good feedback from everyone, especially all the Nintendo reps. Jess and I played for a little bit, and then I was actually playing Jason, who's one of the Nintendo reps of Chicago, and he's like, dude, you want to play? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. So out of, let's say, a 3-round match, he beat me once, and then I ended up beating him twice, which was so good. So this was the final tiebreaker match right over here. It's a really fun game, and when I first played ARMS, I didn't really understand the point of curving your shots, but with me as Ninjara right over here, which is the speedy character in the game, you can easily dodge out of the way of specials, launch specials of your own, and just focus on curving your shots around the opponent's straightforward blows. So that's what I really like about Ninjara, and as you guys can see from the gameplay, I'm just busting out the special right over here, getting over 350 damage. You can do grabs, you can do punches, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. So I did like the Chakram because I can launch it forward and then just kind of curve it towards them and without any repercussion. As you guys can see, I got like 3 hits, just easy like that. So yeah, it's a really tough mind game too, because especially when you see them use their special, how do you go about evading it? Do you just take the hits as far as blocks, or do you completely jump out of the way? So Jason was a cool sport. I mean, it was fun to play against him. Any opportunity to interact with the Nintendo crew is always appreciated. So yeah, Ninjara is probably the best character. He was saying that, he wanted to do Ninjara too, because that's his main as well. I don't know, but all the characters seem balanced in some way, shape, or form. So I loved all those characters. It was great. Snipperclips was super fun. We were able to stay for the whole duration. As you guys can see, there's not too many people on this media day, but when the crowd was open to the public, there was so many different people. So as you guys can see, these are all the games. Sonic Mania, Has Been Heroes, Super Bomberman R, Fast Remix Disgaea, Puyo Tetris, Skylanders, Just Dance 2017, and of course Ultra Street Fighter. That's pretty much a sampling of the third-party games. Right over here is Super Bomberman R, and this is actually a really, really good game because you don't necessarily need to know how to play super advanced games. You just move around, you press one button to drop a bomb, and it's self-explanatory. I was able to come right over here and pretty much play around. I'm the black character, the black Bomberman in the top corner. He's got a little bit of a personality this time around, which is pretty fun. So as you guys can see, we all start out with one bomb, and we all start out with the same firepower. And the point of the game is to blow up everyone else. And with your one bomb, you can blow up the different bricks. And once you blow up a brick, you can get some potential power-ups that will help your bombs outdo your opponent's bombs. You can also get power-ups such as the glove that allows you to punch bombs out of the way. You get the bomb power-up, which allows you to put more than one bomb. And it's just really fun because you can't. I mean, it's real. There's the learning curve for the game is very, very easy. And Jess was playing it, and she got really good at it. And my nephews that came on board were playing it along with, and it's it's an easy game to pick up and play. And the rounds really don't last more than 3 minutes apiece, so it's pretty fun. And if you do lose, you're not necessarily out. You can play from the sidelines, and if you actually get a KO, you can take their spot and rival for the win. So pretty cool. I like the little black Bomberman. He's got a little rose sometimes, but overall, it was really fun. So the Nintendo Switch experience in Chicago was great. I hope you guys enjoyed my little personal vlog here. Shoutouts to all of the Nintendo crew, Davey, Johnson, Sully. All you guys are great, especially the Chicago locals, Mike, Jason, Adonis. You guys are great. So thanks to everyone for coming out to the Nintendo Switch Chicago tour. If you guys enjoyed the footage and want to see some more, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for even more Nintendo Switch content. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.